Yo, somebody did not want these stories being told. Why? Because every family on Earth got a rich history. Mine does, and I know yours does too. Each generation is a library, living stories. Each one teach one. That's literal data woven into the fiber of our being. Every cell, these are archives encrypted into our DNA. You won't believe how deep this story goes. This all started because I love history, but somewhere along the lines of becoming a family historian and genealogist, I found some major shit. I found out my family descends from kings in Ireland all the way back to the 1400s. Yes, the Black Irish are real. Unfortunately, family records lose track around 900 AD. Some kings got beheaded, and then the enemy just hid the data. Same shit, just a different millennium. Since then, my family's been in New Orleans since the 1700s, and North Carolina since 1812. We're American through and through. Of course, we're Indigenous Americans. Imagine reading the journal of your 6x great-grandmother, or reading news articles about your 2x great-grandfather in Mississippi. He was a leather worker and shoemaker. Unfortunately, as it is too often, the story ends in bloodshed. Someone rich, smart, and powerful willing to forge their throne from rivers of blood, man. And I intend to get that throne back. Did you know the mounds in Louisiana are older than the pyramids in Egypt? The pyramids in Giza are 4,500 years old, while Watson Break is 6,500 years old. That's in my backyard. Look, check Google. I already did the research, I promise you. Yeah, my bad. Right. I mean, we did the research. This is personal to me. The moment you learn this, you can't go back. I'm from New Orleans, and my maternal grandmother is indigenous from Mississippi. That means her family comes from Mississippi and nowhere else. Here's where it just gets wild. 900 years ago, in Mississippi, there was a civilization by the name of Cahokia. Its population was the same size as London at the time. That London, yes. The name of their Capitol building was called Monk's Mound, and it was 14 times larger than the White House. This fact changes everything you thought you knew. This mound was built 700 years before the White House was even thought of. It stood at 100 feet tall, and this advanced civilization moved more than 22 million cubic feet of earth just to build it. You were never supposed to see this, man. You could use Google or you could use GPT. I promise you it don't matter, son. The Seminole Wars were 3 wars. They were fought in the Spanish Florida Everglades from 1816 to 1858. To this day, it remains the most expensive, the longest, and the most bloodiest conflict to ever take place on indigenous soil. In the end of the conflict, the United States didn't even win. And the Seminoles, they never quit. In total, it costed the United States 40 to 60 million, and that was in 1840s money. In 2025, that equals 1.47 billion, and that's billion with the B. This is the history they tried to control, alt, and delete. So why does all this matter? Because somebody's gotta tell these stories, man. DNA never forgets. The memories are etched in our bones, inscribed like the hieroglyphs in the dense limestone of the pyramids. And there's countless stories like this waiting to be told. And so, I'm gonna do it. We just have to do a little digging. And what we come to realize is that throughout the trillions of cells in our body, our ancestry is streamed and encoded throughout space-time. And so, here we find ourselves living out the story. It's our turn as the living archive. It's your archive, it's your data. But you can make it a reboot for the mainframe of this empire. I'm gonna tell the full story, and that's going back to 1400 all the way to modern day in 2025. That's over 600 years of indigenous history, and you won't get it anywhere else. We didn't come to rewrite history. Somebody already did that.
That's right. We came to restore history. This is the Indigenous American Ancestry Archive.